Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to Mangoes and Whales. My name's Greg, or Argyle Whale, and this one is on the EPM3, which of course is the semi-automatic single-shot directed energy / cotton candy shooter in Advanced Warfare. And this one is not a good gun, that is for sure. So anyway, in the background, you are watching a game in which I use the EPM3, of course. I started off alright in this one, then I went on an awful death streak. Finally, I got a Merciless. That was cool, I was very proud of that. Good kill streaks with this weapon were few and far between for me, that's for sure. So, cool. Basically, in this video, I'm going to give my opinion on the gun. I'm going to talk about why I dislike it. And then I'm going to give it a couple redeeming qualities because I'm a nice guy. And finally, I'm going to compare it to some other troublesome weapons in the game. I would also like to know other people's opinion on this weapon. So if you're watching this video, feel free to leave a comment down below with your opinion on the gun. However, I'm not sure that we're going to get enough views to actually generate any kind of good discussion. Although, hey, one can dream, right? You gotta have dreams if you're trying to make it big on YouTube, trying to make it as a YouTube minnow in a sea of bigger YouTube channel sharks. Yeah. Alright, so first of all, it's a 3-shot kill at all ranges, which means that it's terrible at close range. And there's a ridiculous amount of distortion when you shoot this gun, like your whole screen flashes and goes filled with purple squigglies. It's pretty brutal, so that makes it pretty bad at long range as well. So yeah, not looking so good so far. Next up, it's a heavy weapon, so that means your movement speed is slow and you're going to be dying a lot with this thing, so probably you're going to be spawning most of the time away from the action, although as we all know, Call of Duty likes to every once in a while surprise you with spawning you right in the middle of things. But that doesn't help either. So most of the time you're going to be spawning away from the actions, which means you're going to have to drag your ass back over to the action, probably going the long way because you don't want to cut through the middle where there are lots of close range engagements that you will lose. So it ends up being kind of boring to play with sometimes, as you are basically just running through the map by yourself. Look at this. Like, how am I supposed to see that guy with all those flashes? I don't know. So pretty bad. Pretty annoying. Okay, what else? The iron sights are bad, so you have to put a sight on. And let's see. Finally, one thing that really sucks is there are no good variants to this thing. Like, at least they could have given us that, right? That's one of the things I think that's fun about Advanced Warfare, all the weapon variants. I think that was a good idea. I enjoy playing with them. I mean, how often do you see people use the base variant of a gun? Like, never. Because that's fun. It's fun to use the weapon variants to kind of personalize things a little bit. But with this one, all the weapon variants are worse. Like, yeah. So, I mean, I'm using the base variant in this game, and that's honestly what I recommend. But especially you're going to want to stay away from a few. Those would be the bona fide, not so bona fide, the legit, definitely not legit, the M-coil, and the interval. And the reason why those are the worst is because those all increase the shots to kill up to 4 at longer ranges. So as if this needed to be any worse, right? No. Okay, so let's give it a couple redeeming qualities, right? I mean, come on. So let's see. Very low recoil with this thing. They've buffed it a few times now, and at least they've given it that much. So that can be kind of nice. You don't have to reload it. This, of course, is like the EM1 or the laser gun, where it'll overheat if you shoot too much. But the overheat time is really long, so generally you're good to go there as well. So that's not too bad. You can fire it as fast as your little finger can work. So work that trigger finger, baby. Practice quick motions with your fingering finger. Yes, you know what I mean. So yeah. All right. What else? Let's see. It's a 2-shot kill if you get any kind of headshots with this thing. So the lucky headshot is alive and well with this gun. That'll help you out from time to time. It's also pretty much a sniper in hardcore. Of course, every gun is good in hardcore, right? So yeah, but it's definitely better in hardcore than it is in core. And what else? I think I had one more thing. Oh yeah, the hipfire spread is pretty good for a heavy weapon, and you do need to get the hipfire kills with heavy weapons if you're trying to get them diamond, which of course is the only reason why I'm using this gun. And yeah, so the hipfire is not too bad. It is fun to challenge yourself and use weaker weapons in the game. I don't know why more people don't seem to do that. I guess they just like using the Val 27. That's fine. I don't have a problem with it. It definitely makes this more of a challenge, and that can be kind of fun. So anyway, okay. Let's do some comparisons. First up, the NA45, one of my favorite weapons to chit-chat about in the game. I actually did worse with the NA45 than this thing overall, but I do think the NA45 is actually better, or at least I think it has the potential to be. You can definitely master the NA45, get good with it. I've seen other people do that. From time to time, I've had good games with it, and I think in the right situation, the NA45 has the potential to be pretty good, actually. So it's just got a strong learning curve in order to master it. Whereas I haven't really at least been able to think of any good situations where the EPM3 is a good gun, except for maybe hardcore. But yeah. The Lynx is also not so good, but it's a 2-shot kill instead of a 1-shot kill, and a 1-shot kill to the head instead of a 2, and there's no crazy distortion when you shoot it. So I think the Lynx is better. The MK14 is probably the weapon that is the most similar to this in the game. However, once again, no distortion when you shoot it, so everything stays a lot cleaner, and it's just you're better off with that one. Let's see what else. The XMGs are definitely not super viable. Those are the akimbo heavy weapons, but I think they're more fun to use than this. And once you get the hang of lockdown mode, you can definitely annihilate people across the map with that thing. I mean, those sights stay super clean at long range, and it is just a hose. So it can be pretty fun to use those ones. So I think actually the XMGs are better. And finally, the MDL, of course, is a primary weapon. I think the EPM3 is the worst primary weapon, even worse than the MDL, because I do think the MDL has some applications. Like if you're playing momentum, you can definitely get some kills with the MDL, guarding a flag where you're not even seeing the flag. You can just shoot it, across the map, and you'll get some kills. And I would definitely recommend, of course, using the MDL with another primary weapon, like with Overkill. But I've had some good games with the MDL playing momentum, so yeah. So I think even that has an application, whereas this one, I don't know. I do not know. Yeah. All right. So so that's what I had to say about the what is this? The EPM3. If you're trying to get the heavy weapons diamond or royalty for the heavy weapons, and this one is holding you back if you're thinking, God, I really don't know if I want to use the EPM3. Is it worth it? I'd say yes, it is. It took me a few days, playing a couple hours every day, so not ridiculously long. Definitely longer than some of the other ones, but I definitely didn't have as good scores most of the time. But it was a fun challenge to to try and challenge myself. It is kind of fun to kill people with the cotton candy beams or whatever, and yeah. So anyway, give it a try, and I think you'll find that it's fun. I guess it's entertaining. I don't know. It's rewarding. How about that? It's rewarding to get it done, and you will get it done. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and please leave a like. I don't know, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.